back, feeling like a savage again. All right, did what I had to do this morning, and tomorrow morning we'll be lifting heavy shit up, putting heavy shit back down, and I hope that I can inspire you to do the same thing. All right, so along with this whole savage mentality, or we'll say series of videos that I'm talking about, trying to get you wake up, get you to wake up, get you to feel motivated and all that type of thing. There's something I want to speak on today, so I'm gonna let some people get up in the room here, and we're gonna get started. Hope that you guys got a chance to check out that video I dropped yesterday, where I was basically talking about the Rebel, but at the same time we went through a little adventure at a trail nearby with the one wheel, and I plan on doing stuff. I plan on doing stuff like that a little bit more often with the one wheel. It's just fun to kind of get out, get away from the office, get into the woods, get somewhere other than where I'm normally used to being, and shoot my videos while I'm doing something fun. So that's what's up. All right, and shout out to the winners of the Protege yesterday. I'm still waiting to hear back from them, but hopefully they'll hit me up, and I'll try to get that stuff on the way. In other news, we got the Premiere Orlando show going down this coming weekend. All right, and if you don't know, I will be hosting a class, Clipper Over Comb. A lot of you guys really liked that video. It resonated with a lot of people. I think that I will be making an impact on the people who sign up for that class. Now, I'm not necessarily getting paid extra whether you want to come or whether you don't. I'm going to be paid to create the class, but I really want to see some of my subscribers there. I would really love to see, some on the ground support from what we built on the internet. A lot of people know about this channel. A lot of people have used it to grow, and a lot of times after they grow and they get good at this, they don't need me no more. It's all good because I'm still here. I'm still swinging. I'm still doing my thing. But it would be great to see some boots on the ground at the Orlando Premiere Show. If you want to learn Clipper Over Comb, if you want to see a really cool and interactive class where we could really get to teaching you guys, that will be awesome. So you can actually sign up for the class for Saturday. All right, that's actually a day before the Premiere Show starts. The show is actually Sunday and Monday. Sunday, there will also be a class. These are separated from the main building. These are in a little classroom setting. This is, part of what you can do at Premiere. I'm not the only one teaching classes. There's a lot of people teaching classes, and it's a great place to go and just educate yourself. And, maybe if I have time, I'd like to take a class with somebody else just as well, just to kind of see, how they do, how they conduct themselves, how they teach. That type of stuff is always interesting to me. So what we are going to speak on today, is that never give up, that keep fighting mentality, that I would literally rather die than fail. That's what you got to feel, all right? If you want to be successful, if you want to grow in this business, is both feet in. Not one foot in this business, not one foot in some other business. Both feet in, taking pictures, making posts, shaking hands, making friends, in the shop early, staying late. These are the things that are going to lead you to greatness, all right? And there's one little group of people I just want to mention. I am a big fan of World War II. I spent a lot of time reading about it. But one of the people that really fascinated me in World War II was the Japanese, and their basically mentality was so strong that they would rather die than come back defeated. In fact, their parents, when they went off to war, would often say to them, hand them a knife and say, kill yourself with this rather than come back in defeat. All right? Don't disgrace this family by coming back defeated. So that obviously is a bit extreme, but what I'm saying, what you can take away from that is the excellence in which they conducted themselves, and the way that they do everything from build cars to just when they put their hands on something, they do it with excellence. And I feel like that's something that in this country we used to do, but I also feel like people don't take pride in what they do. And it doesn't really matter what it is that you do. I'm talking about taking pride in barbering, but I'm also talking about other businesses as well. All right, if you do take pride in barbering and you do work hard and you do all the right things, I mean, there's no reason why you can't reach whatever level it is you're after. There's no reason why you can't. All right. So this is just one of them things that was fascinating to me, when I was reading about the Japanese, and that's just one small part of their culture. I mean, it's really a maze of very interesting content. It's something that, if you guys haven't gotten a chance to kind of read about it or learn about it or understand it a little bit, it's one of the reasons why I drive Toyotas only. It's one of the reasons why I try to buy Japanese steel when I buy my shears. It's just, I just believe in that culture. I believe in that they still have that thing that makes them tick inside. Doesn't matter that I'm getting paid minimum wage. Doesn't matter that I'm getting, I got to work long hours. Doesn't matter that I'm destined for a better job than this. What matters is that I am here doing this job, and I am going to do this job to the best of my ability. I'm not going to throw people out of the chair just because I got a client waiting. I'm not going to do anything stupid that's going to be counterproductive to the goal that I set. And that's why, I think about those goals like every year. If you reach your goals, you got to reset them. You got to set them a little bit higher. All right. There was a goal that I set on this channel to reach $100,000 subscribers. All right. That was a goal. I almost felt like, I don't know, in the beginning, I almost felt like I would quit after I hit 100,000. I almost felt like that would be the end of the road or something. And now, having got there, the next thing that I'm celebrating is going to be 1 million. I don't care about 200,000. I don't care about 300,000. Like, all that shit's great, but it means nothing to me. The next goal is 1 million. I'll celebrate when I get there. All right. I know it's going to be a good 4 years, and I know that the way the YouTube algorithm works, it's going to be even longer for me, but I just don't care because I haven't quit yet. I stayed the course. There's 1 million reasons and 1 million times that I could have walked away from this thing and said, you know what, I'm done. The views ain't there. The comments ain't there. The likes ain't there. Everybody else is better at this than me. I could have walked away. You know how many YouTubers came and went since I started? I started this in 2012. I've watched people rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall. And all along, I've been steady climbing. And I don't care. I'm not looking in the neighbor's backyard thinking things are better over there. I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to stay in my lane, make my content. YouTube changes the rules. Don't care. YouTube makes it so, one thing that is frustrating? One thing that I don't like about YouTube at all, and I wish this would end. We're not allowed to title videos what they are anymore. I don't know if you're aware of this, but we're also not allowed to title thumbnails what they are anymore. Remember before, in the good old days, when you wanted to see a long-term review on something, I would say long-term review on Toyota Tacoma. Well, that's not going to get no views. That's going to get totally buried in the algorithm. So what you have to do now is write some type of stupid-ass title. Toyota Tacoma. What if? Like, you can't even write what it is anymore. And that's just one of them things that bothers me. So, anyways, don't really care, and I don't really let that stuff get me. I don't really let that stuff get me sideways. All I know is big things are happening in my life, and it's just happening one stepping stone at a time. And I'm right where I want to be. I'm right where I should be after all this hard work. All right, because a lot of people are thinking, I'm just going to pull out a camera. I'm just going to pull out a camera. I'm just going to do a video, and I'm just going to get rich. Like, I'm sorry, dude. If you think that's what's going to happen, you're wasting your time. If you're not doing it for the passion, for the love of whatever it is you're doing, 1, I love shooting videos. 2, I love editing videos. 3, I love cutting hair. 4, I know I'm a gifted communicator. May not be the best hair cutter. May not be the best barber. May not be great at doing all those designs and doing all that stuff. But one thing I am good at and always have been good at, and I have been cognizant of that I've been good at, I've been a gifted communicator. I can explain things well. There has been many times in my life where one friend was talking to another friend and a misunderstanding would happen. And I would clarify it. I'm serious. It's just one of those things where I have always felt like if you could put the right words together in the right way, you could get a student to really understand you. And unfortunately, that doesn't really come across always on video because I say things that I think you're going to understand. But when I see you in person, when you're in that class with me and you start telling me about the difficulties that you're going through, the things that are happening, the results that you're getting, it's so much easier for me to find that right combination of words to make it sink in for you. That's what it is. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for jumping in. All right, we holding it down. It is, what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday, we out here lifting up weights, putting in work, and we got a long day ahead of us, a whole bunch of people on the schedule, and I gotta get packed up for premiere, figure out what I'm bringing film-wise, who I'm bringing, and we are gonna pack up tools, actually, this time to bring. So I'm grateful that I got the rig from Slicker. The rig is gonna be, I think the rig is gonna be a big hit with everybody who's on stage right now, and whoever don't have a rig is probably gonna wish they had one. Because I don't know if you guys have ever worked on stage, but I know that you guys, most of you, have probably worked in a not so favorable environment where you just didn't have places to set things anymore. The rig really helps with that. So we'll be on stage. There's not a whole lot of room. I just want to be able to go back and forth to my vest and keep going. And the rig is definitely one of them things that's really going to help me with that. So sound off in the comments, man, if you guys have ever tried the Gamma Rebel Gang. I think it's still, like I said, I think it's still the best clipper out there. I don't think, and you know, there was something that I wanted to speak on before I get off, because we're getting pretty close to work, and I'm running a little later than usual. But there is one thing that I wanted to speak on. We were talking plenty of times about tools and the cost of tools, and I have been a big proponent of saying I don't care if they charge a little bit more for tools if I'm going to get a better tool out of it. This is sort of like, hey, you buy this car and then your car breaks down and you realize that the cost of the part to fix it is like $10, and if this company would have put a better part in there, say $11, and passed the cost on to the consumer, I wouldn't be repairing this part. Okay? That's a long example, but the short example would be, we have always wanted more battery life. We have always wanted better performing clippers. We've always wanted stronger motors, all of these things, right? Well, that obviously is going to come at a cost. Now, I was looking into the cost of a Snap FX clipper and trimmer, and if anybody could just do a price check for me, that would be great. But I believe they're over like $300 and some odd, $360. I could be wrong. Someone price check me, fact check me. So it is we're going from around $220 to, let's say, $375 for just the clipper or for just the trimmer. How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys feel like that's too much, or do you guys feel like that's good? $379. So let's just call it $400 with tax. All right, we'll call it $400 with tax. Now, I've been a big fan of saying, hey, it's okay if you raise your prices if I'm getting that value. But let me ask you guys, are you getting that value? And thank you for the price check, Solomon. I appreciate that. So are you feeling like that clipper is giving you enough value at $400? Just out of curiosity, is that too much? Because I'm going to justify some of their expense, but also, you know, I'm just going to play devil's advocate. That does feel a little crazy to me. It feels a little crazy to me because $400 is almost the cost of two, and that only is getting you a clipper. It's not getting you the trimmer too. I'm not sure if the trimmer is the same price, but their trimmers are good. But I mean, we could have the Babyliss Gold FX for like $150, $160. So you're looking at, you could get that, and you could get the Gamma Rebel. You're at like $340 at the most for both. and you're getting all that value with the Gamma Rebel. I don't know, I don't know what it is, but just to play devil's advocate, gas is like $5 a gallon. Houses are completely unaffordable. Everywhere I look, the grocery store is just raising their prices. Like, everybody's raising their prices. And this is probably part of the reason why this is so expensive. It's just, we have a serious problem, and probably a bigger problem on the way. I don't really think this is the worst that we're going to see. All right. We're probably headed for some dark times in this country, but just not to get too far off track, I think that we can expect to probably see quite a price increase, because this is kind of what bevel did. The bevel trimmer didn't sell. Almost nobody ever uses it. It did not become a staple in the barbershop. You can go to any shop on earth right now, and you're going to find a couple of pieces of equipment. And I'm not going to say what they are, but they're not going to be a bevel. But one thing that bevel did do, they charged an insane price. At the time, that was like unheard of, to charge $200 or $300 for a trimmer. No one had ever even considered that at that time. Trimmers were like $80. And all of a sudden, now Bevel didn't do shit. They're gone. But all these other companies found that, hey, they raised their price and they're not even a good product. That means that we could raise our price. So, you're going to find certain things in certain shops. And I wouldn't be surprised if, because Babyliss sort of set this new standard of pricing, if they say, hey, we're going to charge $400. And all these barbers do is talk about money. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? Like, I seen this meme this morning. It said, you only got $500 for your rap video, but all you rap about is money. And that's so true. That's so true. Because if you think about it, barbers always talk about how much money they're making. Oh, we're doing this. Oh, we're doing that. And then when it comes time to buy the tools, oh, hold up, we ain't got no money. That's why when you got money, and real rich people, they don't be talking about money, because they really got money and they really don't want to have to give it up. But as soon as you go around acting like you got all this money, and somebody's like, hey, I know you got all that money. I was just thinking maybe I could get a loan. Oh, hold up, I got the money tied up and this and that. I ain't got no access to it. It's a 3-day checking account, take 2 days to get it over. You start coming up with all these excuses. That's why rich people don't be talking about their money like that. But don't be surprised. All I'm saying is, don't be surprised if you start to see a price increase across the board. That's all I'm saying. He said, I agree, it's going to get bad. He said, if I could have it built the way I want it. He said, you preaching now. You giving them bars. So, anyways, that's just my prediction. We're going to save this live. I don't think I'm going to delete this live, because I think someday I'm going to come back to it and I'm going to say, I told you guys that the cost of a $379 clipper alone, that's not a detachable, it's not a detachable. The cost of that is going to have a ramification across the whole industry here, just like the bevel trimmer did. I think the bevel trimmer did more than people realize. The fact that they were willing to charge that. So we're going to keep this here, and I'm going to go back to it, and I'm going to clip it into one of my videos when we get to the very next stage in this, when they start releasing some more clippers. Let me ask you something. You think Wall's not paying attention? Wall's already overpriced, underwhelming, gives you underwhelming stats, pretty much has been getting by on their name for at least the last 7 years, and doing next to nothing for the industry. Yet people are still buying them. So when Wall sees that, hey, they charge $379 and they're getting it. We're Wall. We could charge more. I think that's what they're going to do. So that's about it, you guys. About to get ready for this day. I do appreciate you guys. What's up, you guys? What's good? So, oh, you know what? I want to show you guys one quick thing. One quick thing before we leave. All right? I got a new revolutionary clipper. This is revolutionary. You never seen nothing You've never seen nothing like it. I don't even want to touch it without gloves on, but I will. All right. This here is the Snap Octane. All right. All you do is you hit this button, right? And you could go ahead and you could charge it right on the stand that it comes with. All right. The removable battery is something that the Snap Octane came out with a long time ago. In fact, it used to be called the Volt. All right. 10 years ago, they had that. That was the Snap Volt. Also, it has a removable blade. So I could put on different blades, and this thing is a powerhouse, and a single battery is all I've ever needed. And it has lasted, the previous one, for 10 years. So I couldn't recommend the Snap Octane any more than I would today. It's just a beautiful clipper. All right, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the YouTube Barber Academy. I'm Mr. Eddie Barber, and I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys soon. Orlando premiere, man. Show up for me. Peace.